Oh man, I hit every wrong button before I came on. How's everybody doing today? This is Greg K6EGG. It is the 19th of January. Cruising through this January. We're already past halfway. I can't believe it. Another beautiful day here in Southern California, albeit a little bit chilly for California standards. I almost had to put my sweater on today. I just met up lunch this afternoon with N7 UFT. Ran some checks, SWR checks with his SWR digital meter. Seems I fixed my problem. Mir gave me the idea, a very smart idea of fixing my ground plane issue I had with my Chevy Volt, with it being the hatchback of the Chevy Volt is a made of composite and did not have a ground where I had my antenna mounted to the lip mount, trunk mount, was giving me about a 3-to-1. And now one of my antennas was a 1-to-1 match. Another one was a 1-to-4, and I think the other one was 1-to-6. The Super Gainer, the SG-7500, I think it is, did the 1-to-1 match. Geeked, Jeremy, how you doing? Can I just keep on calling you Geeked instead of Jeremy? I like Geeked better, but had a good time. Had some Mongolian barbecue or Mongolian, whatever they call it, where they mix all the noodles up with the meats and the sauces and stuff like that. Had a really good workout this afternoon. Feeling pretty good. A little bit sore from it, but I'm looking forward to playing some ham radio for a little bit here this afternoon here on the Greg K6EGG live stream. All right. Hey, can I play the video real quick of your Anytone, if you don't mind? I wanted to ask you before I did it if I can get it to work here. Alrighty, here. I don't know if I'll get the audio going with it, so I apologize. This one and this one.
Dun, 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 dun. Do you like that?
Nice. What about 2.5, 3 years old there? But anyways, that was pretty cool. I might save that for later and play that again later. How does that sound? Anyways, I am going to kind of cruise around the, I'm going to stay on either America Link or 30 Charlie today. I want to use the TGIF group for maybe some special functions or something like that. Or some like get together from all the local people that watch the live stream. I think that will be pretty fun to do. Waiting for my what's it called? OpenSpot 3 to connect there. That's why I'm kind of stalling. I apologize. After I turn it off and turn it back on, it has a little issue with starting up the web page. So, hey, what's up, M7INT? Nice to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming back to the live stream. I appreciate it. It's about 3:07 here in Southern California right now. Nice warm day too. Looks like I've made it on here. And it looks like I'm back on America Link too. So just see how America Link is doing here on. Oh, it didn't work. I forgot to fix something here, so stand by. This should fix the chat so it's live here. Hey Andy, how you doing? I saw that Alex was on too. It's not. I wouldn't say it's cold here, but it's chilly. It's only in the low 60s right now. I know that sounds really rude. What's up, Ray? How you doing, buddy? Nice to see. I haven't heard you in there in a little bit. It's nice to see you in there. Yeah, it looks like Alex W7HU is on as well. He has a great A great page as well. It does a lot of HF stuff. I'm hoping that one of these days he gets some DStar, or whenever I get my general, I can meet him on one of the frequencies on. I'd love to chat with him. I exchange emails with him a couple times. He's a great dude, great ambassador to amateur radio. So it looks like I got the open spot fired up and ready to go here. So let's see what I can do here. Looks like Paul is in there. For some reason, not all the IDs are popping up here. Oh, you know what? Let's see if I hear somebody now. I wasn't completely set up, so I apologize. Now I should be going here. Excellent. So you know how it feels to be on camera for a long time. Like 3 hours straight, pretty much, or 5 hours. Oh, no. What radio crashed on you, Andy? This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring America Link, and also live streaming on YouTube right now if you type my call letters into the YouTube search engine. Kilowatt 6 Echo Golf Golf. Kilowatt 6 Echo Golf Golf from Southern California, 40 miles east of downtown Los Angeles. Hey, Paul. How's it going, buddy? Two 8377. I don't know how to get to that. So is that DMR? Nobody came back to me on this. This is weird. I'll try one more time. No FaceTime camera. Come on, man. You got to do it. I hate having my face on here. I got to admit, man. I am not a big fan of cameras in my face. I hate taking family pictures and the whole 9 yards. So let's see if we can pick somebody up on America Link here. This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring America Link and also live streaming right now on YouTube if you type my call letters into the YouTube search engine. Kilowatt 6 Echo Golf Golf. C4FM.
K6EGG, K6 Echo Golf Golf. Here's Whiskey 4, Mike Bravo Charlie, W4MBC, over.
Copy that. I have you W4MBC. How are you doing in South Carolina right now? You guys warming up over there?
Yes, we're warming up a little bit. It got up to about 52 today, and we had considerable amount of snow on the ground, and it started to melt today, so we're expecting it to possibly freeze over again tonight and make the roads slick tomorrow morning. Temperature right now is in the upper 40s, about 48, 49, so we're doing well. Name here is Larry, Lima Alpha Romeo, Romeo Yankee, over.
Copy that, Larry. You're not too far away from one of my wife's favorite cities, Charleston. She would go out there for her work for different conferences and stuff like that. So I have actually never been to Charleston that I can remember. So I hope you guys warm up here in the next couple of weeks. And I don't know that's not fun when it gets wet and it starts to freeze over there. This is Greg, K6EGG, also live streaming on YouTube. Hey, Ryan, how's it going, buddy?
Okay, Roger, 100%. Well, you're sounding good from Southern California. Rig here is Yaesu FE3D, and I like it. I'm going through a hot spot because I'm not close to any repeater on this particular frequency. So I'm going through a hot spot.
Take care.
We
see you later.
Lived in Charleston
N7INT
for about 30 years, and our children and We have a couple of grandchildren in Charleston, and we go there quite frequently. And we moved to Greenville about 6 years ago. So we're doing fine, and hopefully the weather is going to improve, like you said, and maybe give us a little bit of a warm-up here pretty soon. So K6EGG W4MBC, back to you.
Copy that, Larry. I'd love to sneak out there with my wife one of these days when she starts traveling again for her work. She doesn't even go into work quite yet because of all the stuff going on. Currently, just to let you know what I'm running. I'm running the Icom 9700 off DStar, cross-moding into my Open Spot 3 on the YSF side of here America Link. And you are sounding loud and clear, nice and clear today. Seems like America Link is cooperating for the moment, at least. I know some nights or some afternoons it kind of gets a little wonky and stuff, but everything's sounding good here in Southern California. And once again, it was just a beautiful day, man. I will be on later tonight. I'm not 100% sure what time, but I will be on.
Okay, fine business. Well, I would like to know, how do you get on System Fusion while you're talking? I believe you said you were on DStar.
There is a hotspot that's similar to yours, probably, but it's called an open spot, and it does all the different modes, and you can cross mode in. So I can go in to the to the hotspot off my radio from DStar, and then I can transfer into a different mode like DMR, P25, NXDN, and Fusion C4 FM as well. It does it all through the hotspot, believe it or not. So I can just change whatever mode I want to go into. It's very. I'll tell you what, it's opened my world to making new contacts out there to be able to cross mode into different modes and to different huge rooms like this as well. I'll send it back over to you, Larry. This is Greg, K6EGG for W4MBC in South Carolina. And anybody new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Much will be appreciated.
Okay, Greg, K6EGG W4MBC here. Well, that's quite interesting. I haven't run across that concept yet, but however,
freezing rain
radio is kind of new to me. I do have a DStar radio. I have a Kenwood THD74, and I suppose, well, the little hotspot that I'm running, I could also program DStar on it to go on to other modes as well. So I believe that's what you're doing. And I did see number 97 flash up by your call sign, so maybe you are on channel 97 or something of that sort. Okay, Greg, I'll turn it back to you, and I enjoyed the QSO, and pleasure to meet you tonight. K6EGG W4MBC.
Copy that, Larry. Yeah, the D74 is really nice, and it is making contact with you today or tonight. In your case, it's still in the afternoon here. And thank you, the K7STN, for watching the YouTube stream as well. The 97 next to my name, it actually got cut off probably on your radio, your Pi-Store, or somewhere in the conversions from DStar. It's basically my call letters K6EGG/9700, which I'm running in Icom 9700. I'll send it back over to you, Larry. This is Greg, K6EGG. Thanks again for watching, Stan. Busy in the chat today. It's nice to see all the new people in here.
The 9700 didn't come up all the way, but that's good. Your rig is a 9700. That's fine business. That's a good radio. But like I say, I'm pretty new to digital.
I am too, buddy.
I've been a ham for
which I
a
should have
long
said.
time. I got my first license in 1968.
Thanks for jumping in the chat today and saying hi, Stan.
Giving you a little heads up about my age. Hi. But anyway, I've enjoyed the hobby all these years. I've been on HF, and
it is fun, man.
And I've been on Mars Radio, and you name it, I've done it, and ham radio. So I enjoy it thoroughly, and so it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Greg, tonight on your crossband and on my fusion system. So for right now, I'll go ahead and pass along my 73s, and I won't keep the American link tied up for long. So back to you, K6EGG W4MBC.
Copy that, Larry. I'm fairly new to digital, only a couple months in myself. I'm still trying to flutter my way through things. I'm having a lot of help out here from the fellow ham radio people, either that are watching the stream or, I ask a lot of questions, and they've been very, very cool about it. So you take care, Larry. You have a good one. It's great making contact with you there at W4MBC. This is Craig, K6EGG, also live streaming on YouTube. And thanks again for watching, Stan. If you haven't, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm sure you'll probably like your Pi Star. I'm running one also, which you'll see on this screen right here. I don't have it connected right now. I'm using the Open Spot 3.
With you, all the way from South Carolina to California. And I hope you have a good evening. You're about 3 hours difference from me, so it's already getting dark here and getting cold as well. So with that, I'll pass along my 73s, and I'll look for you later on down the road, and maybe we can have a talk about some of these digital modes.
Yeah, because I need help.
DMR radio as well.
Yep, everybody's great about it, Andy.
Code plugs.
That's kind of why I'm doing this.
But
people see me flutter through here and kind of learn something from it.
Sounds good, and you're sounding good as well.
Thank you, Larry.
Coming over here to South Carolina. So 73's Greg, K6EGG W4MBC.
Yeah, so I can put up my hotspot frequency as well. Yeah, I think personally, Stan, this is my personal opinion. I think DStar sounds a little clearer to me. Just my personal standpoint, coming from an audio person as well. It also seems a little bit more stable as far as connecting goes. I don't know. As long as you're not mobile, I've noticed the mobile stuff gets a little we call R2D2 in I guess the digital world. But anybody watching right now, I'm on America Link right now. I'm also sort of monitoring Reflector 30 Charlie as well. I'll be on here for a few hours this afternoon. Nice. Glad to hear that. Any word on your 9700, Ryan? Yeah, like DStar to DStar to me sounds pretty good. And that's just, like I said, my personal opinion. I've had some people that, and I can't, the other thing is too, I can't tell if it's the cross moding that's making the different sound or is it just that sound. The best, you're looking for traffic wise, there is Reflector 30 Charlie. That's kind of like America Link. It's based out of Georgia. That thing seems to be pretty busy as long as, as far as you can see. As far as I can see, it's pretty busy all day. Reflector 1 Charlie, that's based out of the UK if you want to make some international contacts. Ryan was mentioning in the chat here earlier, he's going to do the PictureNet. I believe that's on, 55 Echo? 55 Echo or 55 David? I got to find... the PictureNet is tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on 55 Delta. 55 Delta for the picture net on DStar. But I'd say Reflector 30 Charlie's pretty busy. 1 is busy. 1 Charlie's busy. 14 Charlie, they do an after net from Ham Radio Nation on, I think it's Wednesday nights. I think it's tonight. It's 8:30 Central Time. I apologize. So it'd be, 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. 14 Charlie's pretty busy. And I'll put up a link here in the my chat. It gives you basically all the different info on different DStar reflectors. It will also give you, even you click on it, you can see what who's connected to it basically from what area and stuff like that. And I'll show you how to use that here in just a moment here. So I'll put this in the chat, this link here, and I'll show you here, Stan. And as I go to my page here, so this say if we go to 30 Charlie, which is usually pretty busy here. So you got 30 Charlie wide area linked repeater. Sorry, I can't talk. You can click on the status. These are basically all the gateways and repeaters that are plugged in, and these are all the hotspots that are listening to it. So there's a lot. There's a lot of different. I'm going to turn this down a little bit because someone's going to have another conversation. You can also see who's last heard, and if somebody has their GPS on, you can click and see where their location's at as well. So pretty cool little feature. So this is where he was located at last, which was KD0M. I think what's this is a European page right here from UK, I believe, right? So you can see where this guy is at, just outside of Cambridge there in the UK. So that's a pretty cool little site. You can go to a lot of different reflector info. So we can go to, hold on, I got to restart this here. I wonder what happened here. Looks like it got messed up here. I can't read the numbers. But anyways, you get the idea there, Stan. So you can it's pretty good information there. You can see what's going on and who's all connected to what. Yeah, a lot of truckers on 30 Charlie as well. That's why you got a lot of activity on it, because those guys are up and girls are up all night long, all day long. Yeah, Ham Nation. I was on 14 Charlie after their net there. I think Josh does it on the from his ham radio crash course studios or whatever he would call it. So I'm gonna go cruise over to DStar directly and see what's going on with that. See if anybody's on here. And I'm on Reflector 30 Charlie. Pardon me, I had a huge lunch right now. I just had lunch with N7 UFT in Riverside County. So I'm going to jump on Reflector 30 Charlie. If I can find my foot pedal. There we go. This is Greg, K6EGG, monitoring Reflector 30 Charlie. Also live streaming on YouTube right now. If you type my call letters into the YouTube search engine, Kilowatt 6 Echo Golf Golf from Southern California. Stan, I hope I help you out in the DStar world here a little bit.
Hey, this is W2UIS from New York. Name here is Mark. I'm 60 miles north of New York City. Where are you in Southern California?
Hi, Mark. I have your QRZ page up. It looks like you're a Yankee fan there. I don't see a problem with that, being a Dodger fan. I am in the city of Chino. It was incorporated in 1920, and the only reason why I know that, I just passed one of the city trucks, and I saw the emblem on the side of the truck. But, yeah, I'm in the city of Chino. It's about 40 miles east, about an hour and a half drive, depending on the day, as you will probably know with traffic and stuff like that. I'll send it back over to you, Mark, W2UIS. This is Greg, K6EGG.
Well, it's nice to make your acquaintance. Yeah, I spent 2 years at Norton Air Force Base in San Bernardino. Let's see, when was I there? 72 to the end of December of 75. So I'm very familiar.
I think I heard him on
area.
Reflector 12 Alpha.
I kind of miss it, but my God, that's a long time ago I was there. So nice to make your acquaintance.
And Mark, I want to say, I think I heard you talking on Reflector 12 Alpha, which is a, I don't know if it's dedicated, but it's a reflector for the Papa system in Southern California and Central California. And I think you're talking to somebody, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days ago. I think was that you on there?
You are correct. 12 Alpha is one of the reflectors I like to hang around on.
Excellent. That's my go-to when I go mobile. So I really enjoy that system. The Papa system with the connected to Reflector 12 Alpha, I can basically hit a repeater anywhere from the Mexican border up to the Central Coast and about halfway to Las Vegas in the high desert here in California. I'll send it back over to you, Mark. W2UIS. This is Greg in beautiful Southern California, K6EGG. Now, Stan, do you hear the difference in audio quality here?
Oh, roger that. Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah, when I was in Southern California back in the 70s, I wasn't a ham. I wasn't licensed yet. I used to monitor a repeater up around Big Bear. That used to come in very good. It's a 2-meter repeater. I used to listen to the guy chit-chat on that. But unfortunately, I wasn't licensed at the time. It was a while. Well, it wasn't until I hit Illinois that I got licensed to be a ham. But anyhow, yeah, it was a fun time. I had a good time in Southern California. Kind of missed it. I was thinking about separating from the Air Force and becoming. I wanted to become a San
Wait till you hear the newer radios, the ID52. They sound even better.
The Air Force got wind of that and shipped my butt out of there real quick. And I ended up spending 20 years in the Air Force. But, yeah, I love Southern California. Back to you.
Copy that. Yeah, I was born and raised here. I actually, up until about, 8 years ago, for 15 years, I basically worked on the East Coast in the winter. So it was nice to come back to the warmth of California after being on the East Coast, like in Boston and New York. New York especially. I think New York was colder because of the way the buildings compressed all the wind, especially at Madison Square Garden. The wind would come off I forget, was it the Hudson River there, and go right past the post office and right into where I was standing by Madison Square Garden. Hey, W5JER. You changed it.
I ever lived, even though I
Why did you change it?
For a while. The coldest place I ever lived was in Rantoul, Illinois, 125 miles south of Chicago at Chanute Air Force Base, where if you didn't spend the winter at Chanute, you were never at Chanute.
No more geeks.
But anyhow, yeah. I know what you mean about that. Yeah, I'm on I'm on the west side of the Hudson. When you get a chance, if you look at a map of New York City, or New York State, I mean, swim out the Hudson River to Newburgh, get off, dry off with a towel, and then head northwest, and you'll see a little hamlet called Pine Bush, New York, the UFO capital of the world. And I'm about 7 miles north of Pine Bush, New York. Back to you.
The UFO capital of the world? I thought that was was it New Mexico somewhere? What happened? I have a pretty good idea where you're at. I've never really been up that way. I've been into Stamford, Connecticut a few times, but never that direction up into New York State. I've driven up 95 all the way up to Boston from New York, and that was probably about it. So it sounds like it's probably nice and lots of trees and lots of stuff up there. I remember flying over that. I mean, circling over that before I came into LaGuardia many a time. So It's great making contact with you this afternoon, Mark. W2UIS. This is great. K6EGG. I'm on reflector 30 Charlie. 30 Charlie.
Roger that. Yeah, I'm on the southern edge of the Catskill Mountains, Sullivan County. The Borscht Belt, they called it the Borscht Belt. That's where the resorts were down in the 50s and the 60s, where all the entertainers used to work, like Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis, and everybody and their brother to work the Borscht Belt. That's where I live. And, it's pretty nice out here. Everybody thinks that New York is being New York City, but New York State is quite a place. My favorite
I've been to
spot
Buffalo.
in New York, even though I live here, we're referred to as the Hudson Valley.
Yep.
But I like the Buffalo area. I think that's pretty cool. The east part of, or the western part of New York is pretty cool, but they get nasty weather over there. But yeah, I tell you, the Air Force sent me to a lot of places. And one of the fun places I ever lived was at Southern California. But those are a long time ago. Every time I see the Rockford Files, I have to cry.
I'm only a few minutes away from Norton Air Force Base, which is now San Bernardino Airport. Yep, I'm only a few minutes, probably 30-minute drive away from what they refer to now as Norton Air Force Base is now San Bernardino International Airport. It's basically a hub for cargo airlines. Like I think UPS goes out of there, and Amazon and DHL and stuff like that because of the long runways they have there. So I'm going to take a standby. I don't want to hog this reflector up here, reflector 30 Charlie. I'm going to let this thing go. But once again, it's nice making contact with you, and I heard you a couple times on 12 Alpha, and maybe next time I'll butt in and say hi. So take care, Mark. This is great. K6EGG. Also live streaming on YouTube. I'm going to miss seeing Geeked on there.
Alrighty, nice talking to you. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, if I'm not on 12 Alpha, I'm over here someplace else on DStar. 73C at W2UIS.
That was Mark out there in the Hudson Valley, New York. Anybody new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Mark, this is Alpha Fox 8 Mike, briefly.
This is W2UIS. Go ahead.
He's got a nice looking
Yeah, I grew up in Pleasantville, New York, and I know exactly what you're talking about in terms of UFOs, and I just thought you might be amused to hear.
I never heard of that.
I chased my girlfriend when I was in college.
I thought New Mexico was a place to go.
Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Right?
I married her roommate.
Never heard of Hudson Valley being a UFO capital of the world.
Michigan, that is the home.
And Jay, I saw you on Twitter earlier today, by the way.
Get a chuckle out of that. Go ahead.
I'm hoping somebody with a 52 will come on here so Stan can hear the difference.
Well, there's some Pine Bush regulars here that claim they were abducted by aliens, went up to the spaceship, and then returned. But
wasn't there a movie like that before?
They have a parade every year. It's really nice. But,
it is beautiful. You know what? I don't have it with me. Hold on.
Where are you at right now?
Well, I'm in Whitmore Lake, Michigan, which is just outside. We're 12 miles outside of Ann Arbor. And
whenever someone asks me where I'm from, I usually say the 70s, by the way. Sorry.
I live in a wooded lot.
Here's the ID 52 right here.
Antenna, except things hung out in the trees. So I've become expert at antennas that you hang in trees.
Did you post something earlier on Twitter? I thought I saw you do something.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I'm very familiar with the. I'm
on 30 Charlie on my Pi Star right now, directly from my DStar radio.
Illinois, which isn't Big Ten, but I also graduated from the University of Illinois, so I'm a Big Ten fan.
But I'm using my 9700 right now.
Up in the Michigan and all that good stuff. I spent many years.
I'll try to go on here to let people know the difference. You can hear this radio.
Sent me there. My goodness gracious, where was I? I was at Chanute Air Force Base, which was in Rantoul, Illinois. I spent 10 years, 3 assignments there.
I'll let you hear.
There, and then I did a couple.
Well, what does the crossover? So right now I'm going. I'll turn this down a little bit so you can hear. What does the cross? hit the wrong one. What does the crossover is the open spot 3, which is right here. This does the crossover. So everything, I basically, I'll show you what it does. I didn't mean to put myself up again. So if I wanted to crossover on to like C4 FM, I would just go, it says, please select what type of radio you have, basically. So I select DStar as my native radio. This is the radio frequency. It will spit out the information on that I have my radio program to, which you'll see right here, which is actually, I'm using my hotspot, so it's a little bit different of frequency. But anyways, I'll go back to here. And if I want to get on a regular DStar reflector, it's right there, or another DStar reflector, if I want to connect straight to a gateway. Right here is your DMRs. So if I want to connect to a DMR page or group, I'll just go to here. DMR 91 worldwide, it's pretty popular. If I want to go to the FCS side of Fusion is right there, and the YSF reflectors of Fusions are right there. This is the NXDN reflector, which I haven't played with, to be honest with you, too much, which I'd like to try to figure out eventually. But so right now, the way I'm connected to is I'm on a YSF connector reflector, and I'm on America Link right here. So that's what I'm monitoring here. But I can use this to connect to a DStar reflector just like this. So I don't want to connect to 30 Charlies, but I can go to REF 014 Charlie and then connect to a different reflector that way, and then I could just go back. So basically that's connected to DStar. So I'm DStar to DStar right there. And then if I want to go back to it would be Fusion, just connect that way. And this is America Link. And then I go back here and I can see what's connected to it. So that's kind of how this works. It's not the radio that does it. It's the open spot that does it. Yeah.
Even though
I've never touched it.
Born and raised here in New York. I'm a Midwesterner, and I had a good time there.
I hope that demonstrates a little bit of what I'm doing.
Well, fine business on that. Yeah, I have a cousin
Take care, Jay. Have fun with that chili.
Daughter, I'm going to drive my Jeep
Yeah.
out there.
But
my
I
Jeep
think
with, $250,000 miles on
so
it.
I'm going to bring this down for a second. I'm going to go to my open spot here. I'm sorry, my PiStar dashboard, which is right here. So apparently, I think that you can go to YSF to DMR. You can go YSF to NextDN. You can go YSF to or DMR to YSF. So you can cross mode on there, but you just can't go DStar to something else. I'm connecting DStar exclusively to my PiStar, so I can't cross mode like you could. So you could probably add these two right here. So if you were using yours, you'd probably have this thing clicked, this thing clicked, and this thing clicked. And then on the administration dashboard here, you should probably see some more other stuff, different link managers and stuff like that. So I have not done any cross moding because I don't have an ability to cross mode with my PiStar because I'm running a native DStar radio, and those PiStars do not have that function at this point. Or sorry, the hotspots don't have that function at this point. They need another chip of some sort, and I can't remember which one. That chili's going to kill you. By the way, anybody new coming over from Reflector 30 Charlie, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I come on a couple days a week, depending on my personal and work schedule. I'm just out here having fun, not looking to get monetized, anything like that. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. At least that's the way I explained to it. I think the newer PiStars, they're going to come out with some sort of They're gonna have some new chip in there that you can do that, but I'm not. That's what I heard. I heard a rumor of that.
I'd be really happy to do that. It would be a lot of fun.
So right now I'm listening to my second radio here to the same hotspot. And the other thing is I can do here too. If I want to listen to my open spot here, which is on the other frequency, I can monitor in case someone pops on. So it is nice having two radios. So the next time I make a contact, I'll do it with my 52. I have not tried P25 at all, or NXDN. I've not ventured out there. I think one night I might have to try NXDN. I don't know. Do I need to be registered or anything? Or any of that crap?
Go ahead.
No, it's not. But anyhow, go to my, look me up on QRZ. I think I have a...
I hear that guy a couple times a week over on Reflector 12 Alpha, by the way. He's a very good dude.
W2UIS, and when you do a rocket thing in Troy, man, zip me an email. I'll be up there lickety split. It only takes me 90 minutes to get up to Troy.
Oh, dude, that's great. Well, I won't wait for that. Tell you what, I'll contact you via email when we're off the repeater. I have a couple of big labradoodles here that I've got to go upstairs and feed. But sometime in the next day or two, I will contact you. Whiskey 2 UIS Uniform India Sierra.
What's up, Gene? How you doing?
And I'm on QRZ 2.
Interesting. I wonder if it sounds better.
It would be a lot of fun to meet up.
I know DStar and Fusion are really narrow.
My cousin's son is studying for his radio license, and basically he just needs a kick in the pants to go.
Trying to get my wife to do it too.
To go out to the Troy area when they're doing the license exams locally, and then
I actually have a work radio, not with me, of course, but it's a Motorola. I believe it's P25. Hey, Michael. It's very nice, Michael. It's nice to see you in there. I was thinking about you last week when they had that that eruption out there in the Pacific. So I'm going to try to make a contact with my ID52 on my ID52 here from my radio.
Yeah, take care, Mark. Take care, Mark. Yeah, I got to feed my labradoodle doggies. I'll see you later. 73 Will DQRT here at Alpha Fox 8 Mike. Bye-bye. This is Craig, K6EGG, monitoring America Link on my ID52, also live streaming on YouTube, so people can hear the difference between an ID52 and an Icom 9700.
Of course, nobody's on right now. I'm very surprised.
KI5TFB to K6EGG. You're sounding great on this ID52. Over.
Thank you very much. Your ID52 sounding really clear on my side, man. I could totally tell the difference. When someone's using that radio, the audio chip they use in those radios sound immensely better. Pretty amazing. This is Craig, K6EGG. Nice to hear you there, Ryan. KI5TFB. And are you liking the hobby so much? Since you're newer ham, everything pretty cool over there? And I hope you get your Icom 9700 eventually. It's echoing? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Roger. I'm loving this hobby. I've been hunting on 9700 and used 7300 for a while. As soon as one comes available, I'm gonna get those together and get everything sorted out in here. But yeah, I'm loving the hobby. I'm gonna hit that picnic tonight and see if I can see the pictures tonight, see how that looks. But I need to go take a shower. It was a warm day today here in Baton Rouge, and I really need to hit the shower. KI5TF.
Sorry, a lot of different audio going on.
K6EGG 73. I'm out.
Copy that, Ryan. I appreciate the check for my ID52, and I'm sure people watching the stream right now can really tell the difference there. So really appreciate it. I'm glad you're liking the hobby so far. This is Greg, K6EGG. Right now, my ID52, just doing some checks and streaming live on YouTube right now. If you type my call letters into the YouTube search engine, Kilowatt 6 Echo Golf Golf.
All right, Michael. Yeah, sorry about the echo there. I got a bunch of different feeds going on, so I got to make sure all the audio's in time, so I apologize. But that's a good way to check the difference between how the audio sounds between radios there, between an ID52 and a 9700. Not knocking the 9700 by any means, but they sound pretty good. The different I'm gonna turn my ID52 off right now. But they sound totally different. The reason for the echo is I was talking into my ID52 and my 9700 picked it up, which I used to connect to the so you guys can hear the Pi-Star. So it's
KR7AY KF0FUL. Did you call?
So that's why the echo there, and I had my microphone open. So a lot of different audio sources I have going in and out of here to make sure you guys can hear everything, off my radio and through my microphone. So when I'm not talking on the air, you can still hear me through the same microphone that I use on my Icom 9700. So I gotta remember to do everything at once, and I try not to hear the echo in my ears, which I do quite often. It drives me nuts, which you'll see me sometimes fumbling over on words. But once again, I appreciate everybody watching. Anybody new watching, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Much will be appreciated. Just out here having some good time on amateur radio and doing a little testing between the Icom 9700 and the ID52 that I got about 2 weeks ago that I got talked into that I didn't really need, but I definitely wanted. Oh, I just got another email. Wish I could read it out loud, but I'm not.
K6EGG KF0FUL.
Go ahead, KF0FUL. This is Greg, K6EGG. How you doing today?
Well, so far so good. Just taking a relaxing evening, watching your live stream a little bit, listening to some folks, and I don't know if you heard me just a minute ago, but my ID52 just made a sound that I've never heard it make before, and the other station, KR7AY, apparently put my call sign in their to box and called me. So I was not aware that there was some sort of there's a special tone apparently when somebody calls your call sign directly. Had never seen that before on DStar, and I've been on with my 5100 for months now. So that's a new feature, something I'm interested in figuring out, call sign routing and whatnot, but haven't, that's the one piece of DStar that I have not completely figured out yet.
Yeah, and I think someone has to correct me if I'm wrong. If you're running like a Pi-Star or an open spot or something like that, you have to have something turned on for that to work. But if you're in a some sort of local repeater, you should be able to. It should come across automatically if you have that feature turned on. It's a pretty cool feature. I don't think. I think the 9700 was the first one that came out with that. Ryan's already figured out this radio. I didn't even know how to get to that.
I'm running through an open spot 3, similar to your setup, but well, at least the one you're using for Fusion. But I've never quite been able to get it to work. I understand that there is possibly a server that you can connect to that supports that type of call sign routing. I have a friend in Colorado that's heavy into DStar, and he's been looking into it, but I just haven't had the time. There is something, though, I don't know if you've ever tried this before, but have you ever tried to link to a distant repeater instead of a reflector and talk to somebody over RF? That's great fun if you've never done it before.
Yeah, copy that. You connect to the gateway directly. Yes, I've done that in some tests, but I haven't done it for any meaningful conversation or anything like that. Someone mentioned, Ryan, KI5TFB, says to hold and press and hold the RX/CS button, and you'll be able to get into that feature, which, man, he's figuring out this radio stuff pretty quickly. So that's how you get into the call feature, I think, there, so you can call somebody back.
Yeah, and that's what that feature is for. So, like, if you have somebody that you're on that station at the time, it'll transfer that station over into your 2-box for you, or you can actually go into the 2-box and you can enter that manually. That's another way of linking to another station. If you just put go into your 2-box when you're connected to a gateway and put a / and then the station's ID. Spaces all the way with the 8th character being the module, and then just chunk it. That'll connect you through the gateway to that repeater, and then if you put your tube back to CQ, then you can talk over that repeater to another station. And sometimes I do that for fun. You just get on the DStar last heard list and look down there, and you can see what repeaters have activity on them, and link up to one of them and see if you can have a QSO.
Yep, it's pretty amazing stuff with the digital world. I tell you what, I learn something new every day with it, especially with this radio. I haven't really had time to play with it. I worked like 60 hours last week, and I'm working another this week, another 60 hours. So definitely want to play with that feature a little bit more and see if I can dial some stuff in there. Also, somebody was asking me a question there on the stream, but I appreciate the info there, and nice chat with you again. I'm looking at your QRZ page right now. I had a question. So are you some sort of flight engineer for flight testing or something like that? When I worked for McDonnell Douglas / Boeing, I went in planes with the water in them for buoyancy, whatever they call it. I can't forget. They did it for weight, I guess, but I'm seeing it looks like you're testing some sort of aircraft there. Is that what you do?
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. So I also worked for McDonnell Douglas, albeit it was nearly 30 years
Thank
ago.
you.
So I used to live in SoCal, worked for Douglas Aircraft for about 7 years until 1995. And then we moved out here to Wichita, Kansas, and I've been working for Bombardier for about almost 27 years now as a flight test engineer. So the water system that you're talking about is a water ballast system, and different tanks in the fore portion and the aft portion of the aircraft allow the flight test engineer to adjust the center of gravity of the aircraft very quickly, and it makes testing very expedient.
Yeah, I was in the video department of McDonnell Douglas, and we went up with when they test the new airplanes. Let me reset here. When they would test the brand new airplanes, this particular airplane I'm going to mention with the Lufthansa Cargo in, I don't know, 1995. Basically, I hooked into the intercom system, and the camera guy sat in the cockpit, and I sat in the first row of what would be first class, which was just 2 seats, I think, for whatever long or deadheading cargo pilots. But anyways, we took off and went into Yuma, Arizona, did 20 touch and goes, and did a bunch of stall testing and stuff like that. And I was amazed on how much those big planes can do before they start to fall apart. They basically push them to the limit. So I was barely being a 20-year-old kid at the time, very surprised on what those things could do. But I have really enjoyed it being a plane geek. It was like being in heaven working for them, albeit it was only on a freelance basis, but it was still a lot of fun. I'll send it back over to you. This is Greg, K6EGG.
Wow. So you actually worked in the photog department at Douglas. That is the exact division that I worked for. Sounds like we may have almost all crossed paths at that time. That was right about the time we moved out to Wichita. So if you worked in the with the photogs, you probably might have run into a guy named Ken Grabe who was in there, or possibly another one named Steve Zapka. They were two cinematographers that were in our photography department for many, many years, and I worked with and flew with both of them.
And they would go up in the was that a Learjet or like a Gulfstream 1 or something like that, the follow plane? My last gig, and I didn't fly in it, was the 717 first flight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the 717, and that was back before we used to call it the MD-90, before Boeing bought it out. Sad time for some of us Douglas folks watching Boeing purchase the company and change all the names of everything. I still cannot get used to hearing the Boeing C-17 because I worked at McDonnell Douglas. I worked on the airplane, flew the airplane for many years, and of course you move on and things happen. But great times working there at Douglas.
My contact over there was Don Harvey. We were part of the video department. We'd go out also to the rocket launches with the production truck up to Vandenberg as well sometimes. But it was a lot of fun watching those planes being made. When I was working there, a bunch of the I think it was the last MD-90s were rolling off, and they were sold to some Saudi Arabian company, or aircraft airline. I can't remember it, but I think I went on a ride for one of those as well. I remember a light burnt one of the new overhead luggage things. We're doing a promotional video for the airline on that thing.
Well, I still have a soft spot in my heart for that aircraft type in general. The very, very first aircraft that I worked on flight test at McDonnell Douglas was the MD-87, and as you say, it was down in Yuma. The commercial flight test base was Yuma, Arizona for us, and so we did all of those programs down there, the MD-80, the MD-90, the MD-11, and we actually worked on the last KC-10 that came out there, and then I think it was 91 or 92, I moved up to Edwards Air Force Base, and I was on the C-17 program there from then until 1995. And then we moved out to Bombardier and Learjet out here in the middle of the country, and more flight tests. So it's a great business. It's all I've ever done. It's all I ever wanted to do. And who's to complain, when you get to go out and fly every day?
Absolutely. I'll leave you with this. when we took off in that new MD-11, I believe it was, the pilots turned on the lights at the end of the what's it called? End of the cargo hold in the top section where we're sitting, which was very cold, by the way. And then we did a stall, and I was watching that thing just rock it back and forth, and I was like, this is how I'm going to die. And they're like, oh, we got plenty more before we start having structural problems. And we sat there, did that for like 15, 20 minutes. I was like, I couldn't believe all these planes did all these tests. So it was a real eye-opener for me. After that, I started flying on commercial airlines more, and I realized how much more these planes are basically tanks in the air as far as I'm concerned, with the safety involved with them. And the people that go up there and test them risk their life. Because I definitely felt doing some of those stalls, I definitely felt that was it for me. It kind of felt very uncomfortable. I want to say we did those over the Pacific, if I'm right. We didn't have the GPS and stuff like that. But I'm going to take a standby. I don't want to hog up this reflector too much, and I'm probably going to grab some dinner here in a few minutes. So it's great making contact with you. I'm glad we were kind of working for the same company, and they were really good with me. The pay was really well and everything like that. So you take care. This is Greg, K6EGG for KF0FUL out there in Kansas. Alan, you have a good one, man. We got to chat again.
K6EGG, KF0FUL. Absolutely, Greg. We'll have another QSO at some point. I hang out on this reflector once in a while when I'm not on HF or when HF is down. So like to monitor. There's lots of great folks on 30 Charlie, absolutely. So we won't hog up the reflector anymore. I'll say 73, and until next time, KF0FUL. We'll be clear.
That's pretty cool. So a little backtrack. It was kind of half conversation there. When I was first starting out in television, I worked on this production truck, which actually was owned by McDonnell Douglas at the time in the early 90s, before Boeing bought them out, 97, I want to say, 98. And I bugged them, the engineers, that is, to let me come in and do a tour of their facility there in Long Beach, where the truck was based out of, where they made the
KW1Y, KB1.
When they made, I'm gonna take a standby here. Where they made the wrong one. Where they made the at the time MD-90. They made the MD-11. I think they had just rolled the last MD-11 passenger plane off, which was a Swiss Air, if I'm correct. And they started doing the MD-11 freighters for Lufthansa. But anyways, I bugged them, so they gave me a really cool tour where they actually manufacture all the wing parts, and they did basically almost everything in-house there at the time. And it turned out that I had to do an emergency, I think it was some sort of a teleconference, because they owned a satellite transponder. So I'm like, hey, I'm here. I'll help you out. And they ended up paying me. And his boss was like, hey, we can use them as freelance sometimes. So I kind of got in that way. It was kind of being at the right place at the right time. Really enjoyed it. I did not think I was going to have the opportunities I did. Being a huge airplane geek, I lived underneath Ontario Airport, watching the planes take off pretty much every day of my life and hearing them wake me up every morning. But so I was able to. We'd take off from Long Beach and fly touch and goes into Yuma, Arizona for pretty much half the day, and then we'd come back in, and they would bring the airplane back in if they had any problems, which most of the time, believe it or not, they were pretty solid, but they would have some, usually at that time, it was computer upgrades they would have to do, because of Alan would probably know a little better about it. They needed to do little tweaks, because every plane's made a little bit, tiny bit different, obviously. So they have different characteristics, but they had to go in and fix some stuff, and it would take it back up. And we made a couple promotional videos. So it was a lot of fun doing that as a younger adult. I don't know if I'd do it now. I'd probably get really sick. I remember almost throwing up a couple times in the MD-90. That MD-90 has a lot of power, and there's nobody in it. They did we did a powered takeoff, which they hold the brakes, and then they basically shoot up into the sky. And what the weirdest thing was, being up so far up in the cabin, we didn't even really hear the engines. There's also a phase cancellation feature in those airplanes, as far as I know. So a lot of fun time working for McDonnell Douglas there in Long Beach. I wish after they got bought out, gone. They were basically got rid of the whole entire department, including the production truck. By the way, thanks again for the QSO. I really appreciate it. That was a lot of fun. I would love to pick your brain more about that. If you ever fly a Learjet in or anything like that into Ontario Airport or the Southern California area, I'd love to check that baby out. Huge aircraft fan. I wanted to be a pilot, a commercial pilot, airline pilot, but I guess my world didn't end up that way. But I'm happy with what I'm doing right now. So, anyways, I'm gonna take a little break here from the live stream. I'm probably gonna grab some dinner here in a few minutes, just something light because I had a huge lunch. Anybody new to the channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I'm just trying to make a bunch of contacts out here and having good conversation like I did with Alan. Really good stuff. I'd love to go back in time and be a part of that again. But anyways, I should be back here in a couple hours. Spend some time with the daughter and the wife there for a few, and come back tonight. And probably around 6:30 or 7 my time, I should be back. I won't be on for a couple days after this. I definitely won't be on tomorrow night. I definitely won't be on Friday night. I might be on Saturday and Sunday night, though, but I'm really looking forward to it. Jeff, I see you in there. Later, man. Yeah, it's fun seeing. Man, there's something about airplanes I really like. But pardon me. Anyways, take care, everybody. I plan on being back here in just a couple hours, so hopefully you can make a bunch of new contacts out there. This is Craig, K6EGG.